Oh my goodness, folks, we have a breaking story regarding election subversion and voter fraud that you cannot miss. I'm going to show you that in just a few seconds. But of course, when you're discussing election interference in Donald Trump, it isn't just the pot calling the kettle black. The man literally is a pot, and he's a metaphorical political cancer. You cannot miss this story. I'm going to show you in just a few seconds. But to be reminded of how serious this is, understand that virtually every single voter fraud case over the last 8 years has always been associated with the GOP, and take a listen to this.
Donald Trump has consistently insisted the legal cases against him are lies aimed at keeping him from returning to the White House.
I did nothing wrong.
Special counsel Jack Smith has laid out new evidence about Trump's actions after the 2020 presidential election. It's now been unsealed by the court in Washington. The 165-page document says Trump, in the days before the election, told his closest advisers that he would simply declare victory before all ballots were counted and any winner was projected. And he did that at the White House in the early hours after the election.
We will win this, and as far as I'm concerned, we already have won it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that that guy actually believes he has a right to do it, and that his constituents and followers do the same. It's what's happening now in this breaking story I'm going to show you in just a few seconds.
The filing adds, when the defendant lost the 2020 presidential election, he resorted to crimes to try to stay in office. With private co-conspirators, the defendant launched a series of increasingly desperate plans to overturn the legitimate election results. The US Supreme Court has ruled that some of Donald Trump's actions after the election may be immune from prosecution. But Smith writes, at its core, the defendant's scheme was a private criminal effort. In his capacity as a candidate, he used deceit to target every stage of the electoral process. On his own social media platform, Trump posted the release of this falsehood-ridden, unconstitutional J6 brief immediately following Tim Walz's disastrous debate performance, and 33 days before the most important election in the history of our country, is another obvious attempt by the Harris-Biden regime to undermine and weaponize American democracy and interfere in the 2024 presidential election. The judge, Tanya Chutkan, must now rule if the case can go ahead. If the answer is yes, Trump will appeal all the way to the Supreme Court. This means there's no chance the case will go to trial before November's election. And if Trump is re-elected, no chance the case survives. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.
What's going on right now in Wisconsin to students is legally actionable. This breaking story is unbelievable. Just take a listen.
Justice Department tonight being asked to investigate text messages being sent to young voters in Wisconsin. The messages warn people not to vote in a state where they are not eligible. Students allowed to register at their home address or at their school address. Free speech for people requesting the investigation on behalf of the League of Women Voters in Wisconsin.
Oh no, there's more. Take a listen to this. A Lancaster County deputy elections clerk allegedly told F&M students they could not register to vote until they provided proof that their registrations in their home states had been canceled. That is absolutely not true according to the 1979 Sim versus United States Supreme Court decision. This is a voter fraud alert. Thousands of Wisconsin college students were sent a text threatening legal action if they vote from campus housing. Wrong. It is perfectly legal for students to vote from their college residence. This is 100% voter intimidation and disinformation. Pass it on. Young voters are now fearful that they will face criminal prosecution if they register and exercise their right to vote because of this malicious, inaccurate text sent to voters aged 18 to 25 by an anonymous party. Yeah, right, anonymous. The League of Women Voters of Wisconsin has sent a letter to the U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland asking him for an immediate investigation. Some folks from F&M claiming the Lancaster County Elections Office is giving students a hard time about registering to vote. Are you kidding me? My God, this is going on in the U.S., and it doesn't stop there. They're pushing this similar stuff in Wisconsin. They're telling college kids they're not eligible to vote. Senator Chris Larson wrote, an anonymous group has sent thousands of text messages to young voters in Wisconsin with the misleading claims about college students' eligibility to vote. Let me be clear. college students can vote in Wisconsin so long as they do not also vote in another state. Pass it on, please. Folks, please share. Get this out there. Vote Harris Walls. Don't boo, like Obama said. Vote and share this. This is massively and legally important. This is way beyond a Democratic choice, this election. It's an American one.